Now, I got an accessory for my Nintendo Switch 2, and this is something that I do recommend opposed to getting the official Nintendo Switch 2 accessories. Now, this is something that's not hardware that's going to affect your kind of Switch. This is more lines of something that's going to protect your Switch 2, and I'm talking about cases. Oops. So as gamers, we like to buy long lines of items so we can play games out and about. So we play long lines of like the Nintendo Switch, we like to play long lines of like the PlayStation, PC, but we buy these devices hoping that we're not necessarily going to break them later on. So we invest in lines of screen protectors, cases, bubble wraps, thumb guards, hamster ball, anything just to protect our devices from any kind of damage. And this is something that I do recommend with the Nintendo Switch 2 that I came across before I went to my event at Gamescom. And I want to give you guys my opinion based on lens of what case to go for, since I have now got two different cases that I got. One on the release of June the 5th when the Nintendo Switch 2 came out, and one which I literally got from another company, which I do recommend before I went to my event when I traveled to and from. And it was more on the lines of a 5-hour journey to and from, which I really kind of wanted to protect my devices. So this is something I'm going to give you guys my recommendation, my opinion. Hopefully, fingers crossed, and if you've got a Nintendo Switch 2, this will get through to you. Now, first off, I'm going to show you guys, I think, the official Nintendo Switch 2 case that I got on June the 5th. When I got it with my Nintendo Switch 2, because I needed a case to protect it, and I got this one with the Nintendo Switch 2, and as you can see, it's a little bit more than just basic and simple. But when it comes to it, you do have a few of the red and also blue for the zippers, so you can find it or grab it onto it quite easily. And then when you've got the items in the actual case itself, so you can carry, same example, your SD card or the little kind of strap for your Joy-Cons. The main thing is what I didn't necessarily like onto it is if I wanted to go travel, I have to be a little bit careful based on lines of how flexible and how very, like finger and thumb, it is flexible, it is very squishy, and possibly not necessarily the case I really wanted to go for, an item which I paid like £400 for to take with me. So I was looking around on the internet to find if I can find a case which is what I like to call a hard shell case or hard case to protect the lines of the button and also the analog of the actual case itself, or the actual device itself. And I came across signs of a company that did a hard case which is called Tomtoc. Now, Tomtoc, they are quite good, I think, for their carrying cases. I did see along the lines of a sling for the Nintendo Switch 2. In this case, they did along the lines of the Frozen edition of the fancy case, which is for the Switch 2 itself. I absolutely loved it because it is not necessarily completely flat, and as you can see, it is, God for God's sake, it is quite a hard case to flex. If I flex it that way, it is, I think I'm applying quite a lot of pressure to flex it, and it's not, which I quite like, that you've got the indents of the kind of the buttons, so it's not going to apply much pressure to your joystick or your D-pad, as well as the lines of it is curved to the back for the hand grips of the shoulder buttons. On the inside, if I can open it, you do have the lens of a pouch for your accessories, so you can carry the lens of your game cartridges or your SD cards. But one thing it doesn't necessarily have is a place to actually put your Joy-Con straps, which is something that I did think on lens of would be much better, I think, to have rather than the games. But yeah, again, it's more of a traveling case, and they do come in 9 different colors. So when it comes to the lens of the Nintendo Switch 2 official case, they normally range down to the lens of £20 to £25, and I needed it then and there, I think, to protect the actual Switch 2. And this one is a little bit more, is on the lens of an American company, and they do range from roughly about $38. So it is a little bit more for the actual case itself. But this is one that I do recommend, which is absolutely fantastic, and I did take it with me to Gamescom. As you can probably see in the lines with the actual videos itself, and I absolutely enjoyed it. I had it in my bag, and a lot of the time in the thing, I did have other stuff with it, and it didn't necessarily get damaged. The only times I really chose or really used it, which was going to and from on the Euro train, which was roughly about a 3-hour journey then and back. Also, coming back to the Tomtoc case, is something along the lines of, because it is a hard case, that's just not, that's not just the only thing. This has a water resistant kind of material to it, so if you do spill anything onto it, it will protect your Nintendo Switch 2. It does have a YKK zipper, which makes it along the lines of easy and sleek, not necessarily tangling up anything with the actual case or other items as well. It can hold up to 12 games inside the actual case itself, so if you do want to switch your kind of games around that you haven't got it digitally, you've got physical editions. This is what it kind of holds, which is 12 of them. Also, something that I really quite like is the advertisement. Now, this is the Frozen edition, which they had 9 different colors, and I really wished I got a different kind of color, such as blue or matcha. But beggars can't be choosers. Which I absolutely love the advertisement, which it is classed as a ice cream bar, and they did have along the lines of the stick popping out the bottom of it, so you can have it as your very own ice cream bar at home. Now we're coming to the end of the video, and this is something that I would like to share with you guys. If you guys do like this review and also this video, don't forget to like, comment, and also subscribe. It does help out the channel and this video to grow, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll be able to do more reviews, more game reviews, as well as more accessory reviews, and later on possibly events which I've got lined up for you guys. So fingers crossed, I think I have thrilled and probably brought something new to your eyes. But my name is IceTigerZone, and enjoy your ice cream. Yeah.